What's good? What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Humble Warrior back at you guys with another video. So, like as promised last night, I said I was gonna release a video today talking about the game yesterday. I had to basically calm my nerves down because last night I was severely pissed off over the play calling, the route concepts, the way the game was orchestrated in the first half made no damn sense to me. And of course, people want to talk about how bad Tua played, but today I'm going to defend this man. He did not play bad last night at all. The pick was his fault. That was a dumbass interception. Outside of that, man, to be fair, he was given little to no assistance in trying to win that game. If you really think about it, the first quarter and on, the concepts and the personnel packaging made no damn sense. If Pittsburgh was inviting the pass, why the hell are we trying to run the ball? Granted, Achane and Jalen Wright and Ollie Gordon, who's now hurt, all three of them guys, they attempted to run the ball here and there, but Pittsburgh invited the pass because they can't defend the pass for long periods of time, and they don't have a consistent pass rush without TJ Watt. Why the hell would we sit there and try to rush the ball? I think we had 50-some yards on the ground out of 13 carries or something like that. And we averaged 4 yards a carry. But if Pittsburgh was hell-bent on fixing that, that means the passing game was going to be open. And the fourth quarter, what happened? Tua basically threw a party on their defense. And people keep saying they were playing prevent. They were not. They were literally trying to knock his head off. But he got off, 2 touchdown passes to Darren Waller both times. And the 2-point conversion plays, we should have converted on those. But the third quarter by itself sealed our fate. Had we just scored a touchdown in that third quarter, we more than likely going to win the game, because you put up 14 and you put up 12 in the fourth quarter. If you just score 7, or if you score 10 points in the third, that's 22 points, and you probably end up winning the game by a point. Because we had 3. You scored 10 in the damn third. That's 13. You scored another 14. Well, it would have kicked field goals by then, but you scored another 14. That's 27. And we had the ball with a minute or some change left. So we more than likely probably could have played it correctly and gotten the field goal range to get a game-winning field goal. Or like I said earlier, if you just scored a touchdown in that first quarter and scored a touchdown to them in the first quarter and the third quarter, you pretty much either tie the game or you end up winning the game. So it's like we sealed our own fate with the way we played. But this game is 100% on Mike McDaniel. 100%. No. I'll take that back. What last night I said it was 85% or 65% on McDaniel. It was 25% on Tua, and it was 20% on defense because the second half they pretty much gave up, and you could see they gave up. They went from solid tackling and routine wrapping up, bringing them to the ground, to arm tackling, to whiffing, to Ashton Davis stupid ass trying to shoulder tackle somebody. Bro, you guys were in control of the game, holding it down for the offense until they finally got their head out of their asses. And the fourth quarter comes and you guys just fuck it, we don't even care no more. But I can't beat them up too much because they did their part through 3 quarters. It took so long for the offense to get going after running a 4-receiver personnel set to allow Tua to have more options to throw the ball. My thing with people is this, and honestly I don't care about nobody else's opinion today. If you gonna get this man just 2 people to run routes, and he's supposed to do that against a 7-man zone coverage, what the hell is he supposed to do with that? Aaron Rodgers, they had a 4-receiver set. He had guys he could throw the ball to. He was throwing check downs, but he had multiple people out there that he could throw the ball to that was giving him options on where to go with the ball. Tua had Waddle and Malik Washington, and every now and then they'll take Dulcich and he'll run out there and run, a crossover or out route or whatever to give him a quick option. But every time it happened, the Steelers pretty much sniffed that out. And Waddle don't even bother to turn his head around while he's running routes. He just running. So when he finally does turn around, the play's already over. So I made a compelling case last night that Waddle is not even a number 2 receiver. He's number 3. He is a bona fide solid number 3 option. If you can get a number 2 in there to replace Jalen Waddle, then that's what the hell we need. Because if Tyreek goes down again, God forbid, Lord hopefully don't, then we need somebody else that's going to step up and take over that number 1 slot so that Waddle can do his thing at the number 2 spot. Because right now, Waddle can't be, he's never been a number 1 option. When he was in Alabama, he wasn't number 1 option. He just wasn't. That's not what he's built for. He's built to go against second-tier players that he can expose and get his yards that way. When he has to become number 1 option, it's not a good thing. His rookie year is the only time that he showed flashes of being number 1. But even then, we saw the kinks. We saw how he would not fight for balls and stuff. And it's carried over into I think it's year 4 for him now. So it's carried over. Because the interception, he could have broke off his route. And he could have turned, first of all, in that route, you got to turn your head when you get to the top of that route. Your head got to turn. Because you don't know if the ball is coming or not. You got to turn your head. And Tua short arm that pass, so you turn your head at the top of the route. You see the ball coming short. You cut your route off. You come back in front of Asante Samuel Jr. and you make that play to help bail Tua out of that situation. Because Tua did throw a terrible pass, but hell, if you up him out, it's not as bad on the stat sheet. It will go down to completion versus interception. Instead, he ran behind Asante Samuel Jr. and the ball got picked off. And that's all everybody keeps talking about, the interception. Then they say, oh, it's garbage time yards because the game was already decided when we got down 28-3. The game was decided to a degree, but the sense of urgency that we played with was 0. McDaniel didn't give a fuck about winning that game. Because mathematically speaking, he knew that we were never going to make the playoffs. So we were going to more than likely be fighting for nothing. But you shouldn't coach that way. You should have your line and your damn players up on that line. Look, next play, let's go. Let's go, go. Speed it up, speed it up, speed it up, speed it up. Because that clock was at 12 or 13 minutes, 12 minutes. And we just methodically walking down the field like we got all the time in the world, like we got an extra quarter to go, and we didn't have it. And we scored 12 points in the fourth quarter to give us hope. And we nearly got an onside kick, and we got the ball back. But that minute and 57 seconds, I was like, unless Tyreek come out the damn locker room right now, we're not getting down the field no whole minute. We're not. Because the route concepts and shit like that, they were never gonna go they were never gonna throw a deep ball. We don't have the receivers to do that. I don't know why people can't understand this. All they want to talk about is Tua McDaniel, Tua McDaniel, Tua McDaniel. Well, explain to me, if that's the case, what is Tua supposed to throw to if his guy is 5'10"? He's my height. I'm 5'9". On a deep ball, bro, unless you throw it in front of us, 9 times out of 10, if you throw a damn fade ball to us, or you throw it to where we got to go get a 50-50 ball, that don't always pan out in our favor. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But if that DB 6'1", 6'2", we ain't got a chance in hell. The only thing we can do is use our vertical, go right up in the air, try our hardest to tip the ball to ourselves while trying to catch it and bring it down before the guy takes it away from us. That's what we have to do. But if you're a 6'3" receiver, you can box out anybody. Like Darren Waller, 6'6", so he can box out the average corner and go make a play on the ball. Why they can't understand that concept when it comes to receivers? Like, dude, go get you a receiver that's 6'3", 6'4", that will, one, get off the line of scrimmage, separate, fight off physical contact where he can get it to his route and give to a pocket to throw it into where he's not sitting there waiting, or when he throws to a spot and the guy ain't even there yet and the defender waiting on the ball. And then we get in the red zone, we need more than just Darren Waller being a threat, because everybody else is short as hell. Tyreek Hill is 5'10", Waddle's 5'10", like Malik Washington, he barely 6 feet. What other options do we have down there? And none of them are fighting for the ball. So you blame Tua for this game because, as they say, again, in the primetime game, he found a way to shrink. He didn't play up to what we were expecting. What expectation are you setting on him when, if you see the game itself, you saw what they was out there doing with the personnel packaging. You saw the 2 running backs. You saw the damn tight ends. You saw all that. Then you saw 2 receivers, and you still blame Tua? I'm lost on that concept here. I'm not exonerating Tua by any means from this game. To me, like I said, 20% of the blame went to him. But I only say 20% because the first half, the interception, that's why I gave him most of the 20% from. Because we started off that drive with 2 big completions. Then he threw that dumbass pick because they did not put nobody on Waddle's side to occupy Asante Samuel Jr. Nobody over there, so he just sunk into the damn the passing lane, and he made the play on the ball, and it was underthrown. If you put another receiver, Malik Washington's over there. Put Malik, make Malik run a damn whip route. Make Asante follow Malik. If he follows Malik, he has no time to sink back into the passing lane, and the safety was a little bit further than Waddle, so Waddle would have caught the ball along the sideline and could have made a play with the ball. Instead, you put nobody over there with damn Waddle, and Asante had all day long to look at Tua, watch him basically stare down Waddle, and when he got ready to throw the ball, with a little bit of pressure, he threw it, underthrew it, and because of that, Asante just sunk his damn hips, just backpedaled basically into Waddle and picked it off. You gotta give them somebody else over there. You cannot do this damn 2 receiver package ordeal and expect to beat teams. I don't know what the hell McDaniel was thinking last night. Personally, I don't care. I want that man gone now. It should not be a reason to continue to keep him. It shouldn't be a reason that he should be safe now. It just shouldn't be. What? So when they say mediocrity, are we accepting the fact that every year we're gonna get into a game or start the season off shitty outside of 2023? We're gonna start off getting our brains kicked in, and then people go to blaming Tua again? Because to me, although Tua did pat the stats the 4th quarter, that's what he did, but so to me, he did what any other quarterback would do. Dak Prescott does it all the time. Once they're down by a certain amount, he just pat the stats, makes it look better, and it absorbs him of most of the damn blame. But I'm not gonna put all the blame on Tua, because you got to get that man somebody to throw it to. Jalen Waddle's not it. Malik Washington is not it. They not it. I think they would benefit more to go to another team where they would be a third option. You know, where they're basically benefiting off of 3rd and 4th string DBs. That's what I think. Because watching the game, it was very hard to watch how that played out, especially the 1st quarter. Watching them start off with the very first play of the play action pass, 20 yards. After that, nothing burger. Then the 2nd drive, running the ball. Then after that, try to drop back and throw it. Nope. 3rd possession, start off two big 10-yard completions. After that, interception. So it's like, bro, I honestly don't know, like, what was Tua supposed to do. And you ran the same route concepts. Crossers, outs, posts. Or no, corners. Waddle didn't really go that deep. Corner route, behind that was a crossing route when you did decide to run across the route. Other than that, it wasn't a whole lot for Tua to look at. And then people did hitch routes, and everybody know a hitch route. Unless you throw it right away, that DB right there on his hip. So you ain't gonna be able to fit that in there. And the rollout play with Dulwich, he looked to throw it, but then he started DB. He saw 2 of them. One was crashing in, one was right on top of Dulwich. Couldn't throw it, so he just threw it out of bounds. But they blamed Tua for that. The fan base really got to decide: does it make more sense to put a comparable offense around him, meaning that his receivers should be 6'3"? Because I mean, everybody else seems to get that. How tall is Rashid Rice? How tall is DJ Metcalf? How tall is Ahmad St. Brown? How tall is Jameson Williamson? Like, these are guys that are 6'1", 6'2", and Jameson Williamson is a speed demon. Look at what Detroit's doing with him. Imagine if Tua had Jameson Williamson. where he could stretch the field. Imagine Tua had Devontae Smith, where he could stretch the field. A.J. Brown, he can go make big catches, contested catches at that. Why is it that only Tua doesn't get hardly anything to work with, but you give him Achane, and then you say, oh, well, Achane's carrying him. Achane's carrying himself. Because that poor guy has to sit there and go behind a line that's not great at pass blocking and that's subpar run blocking. We got to call a spade here. They can't pass block for fuck, and they can sometimes run block. So, the offseason, we need to see some major transitions going on. Because if not, then we're going to be going through the same old going into next year. That's why this draft and free agency this year is very important. We need to cut some dead weight off this team. That's if you're not going to actually help or contribute in a positive way, you have to be gone. I'm fine if Water gets traded. I'm fine with that. Give me a comparable pick of somebody we can go get another guy to replace him. I'm happy with that. He stays banged up anyway. We can't keep going after these short ass damn receivers expecting things to get better and say that's speed. What speed? Water doesn't have 4.3 game speed. It's more like 4.5. We have got to stop sitting here playing this game as if to say Tua got true speed. He doesn't. Detroit has true speed. Kansas City got true speed. When Houston has true speed, we don't have it. And that is not what Tua has to have in order to win. He just needs guys that's going to go out there, separate, give him a little bit of a window to throw it into so he can showcase what he really can do. He can't do a whole lot when the DB's on your hip. Because his whole thing is timing and anticipation and rhythm. But if you're sitting there and you running a damn dig route or a crosser route and you can't get no separation, or you run a go ball and you can't get by the defender right up on you, where you supposed to put the ball at? Further out than in front of you? Toward the sideline? To take a risk? As a base of being out of bounds? I need a guy that I know that from the jump on the line of scrimmage, when I say hike, within that nanosecond, you gonna literally do what you have to do to get off that line and get down that damn field and run your route very quickly. That's what I need to know. But we have a lot of questions we got to answer this offseason. So I'm just curious to see like what's gonna happen, because to me, things have got to change. And they need to change ASAP. But that's my thoughts, guys, on this game. Yeah. Peace.